love all of our players. Freddie, nice guy.
Look, the crack of that bat. Nothing more beautiful than that.
Baseball is such an important part of our family.
That's the beautiful game of baseball right there. You win some, you truly lose some.
I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me.
Let's start it off like this.
We lean in. Oh,
Hey guys, look what we got.
great idea. Hold on. Yes, look. Look at this fun.
Watch it. There's a glass table, so we don't want to.
That's true. I'm gonna get.
Ready? Catch.
Oh no.
No. Oh, no.
I mean, okay. Same time.
Same time.
Here we
Ready?
go.
1, 2, 3. We did it. Okay. Well, we can
Throw it back.
I want my original ball.
Okay, me too. These will be good luck for us today. Thank
So-
you for these.
Yeah.
Yes,
of
and thank you
course.
so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me.
Episode 21.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about our guest today.
Yeah, me too. He brought us balls.
He brought us presents. No one has done that before.
I know.
Really?
Well, Ron did bring us a bobblehead.
Actually, Ron brought us his bobblehead.
Yeah.
He has a two-faced bobblehead because he's a director and a former minor league player.
He
Oh,
did
wow.
you ever see
On
Bull
both
Durham?
sides.
I did.
He
Yeah.
wrote and directed that
Oh,
and has
wow.
an office here.
And he
Okay.
works, just down the hall.
He was our very first interview.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was our guinea pig. Sweet man.
But we are sitting here with
Yes.
Sean Harris, All-Star nominated ball boy for the Dodgers.
That's it.
He has the coolest job of the three of us. Or the four
Truly.
of us in this room, technically. Adam, we'll count you.
I hope we don't overwhelm you with how excited we are about your job and the
No.
amount of questions coming your way.
Yeah.
No, I'm used to it. I get it all the time, so it's all good.
It's gotta be so much fun.
Yeah, no, it really is. I've been doing it for like 6 years now, so it's been good. It's been fun.
Is it a full-time job?
It's not for me. We're only
Okay.
there part time. An hour and a half before the game starts, and then when the game ends, we're gone. So
Do you work? Is it away games too, or just home games?
just home games.
Okay.
So I'm just
Okay.
there at home games. Yeah.
So before we get into
I know.
when you got
We're
the
just
job,
gonna start grilling him with questions. So we should
You're-
probably
It's coming
set
at
it
both
up.
angles too. I got it.
all right, we gotta calm ourselves.
No, you're good.
I don't think we've been this excited before.
He gets to be on the field.
I
Like,
know.
that's
Oh
the
wait,
best
I know
thing ever.
Caitlin.
Yeah. Do you?
She didn't
She's
want to
great.
come on.
Wow.
Maybe she will. Maybe you'll convince her.
I'll try to get her. Yeah, we'll see.
But I was grilling her with questions when I saw her last, and I told her you were coming on.
Yeah, what'd she say?
She was like,
said-
"Oh, that's so cool.
Okay.
Talk to him about his All-Star nomination." I'm like, "Well, duh."
You're like, that's already on the list. Don't worry.
But
Yeah.
before we get into that, you're born and raised in LA, right?
Born and raised in Glendale. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I don't know if
you-
you can count that LA. It's the Valley.
I think it
Yeah.
counts.
I think so.
No, you look. If you're part of Greater Los Angeles, it counts as LA.
Grew up going to Dodger games. So.
You
I was
did?
gonna say, like, grew up a Dodger fan
Oh, yeah.
whole life.
Yeah. Since
How
birth.
did you become a Dodger fan? Like, is your family a big sports fan?
My family is a big sports fans, and we went to games all the time. So it was kind of just in my blood, I guess. Yeah.
Did you play?
I played baseball. Yes, I played since I was 4, and I still do to this day.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Love it. But you get to play catch with them, right?
Yeah,
Practically
it's
sometimes?
super nerve wracking. It's kind of scary. Like to this day, I've been doing it for a while, and it still gets scary.
You still what scares you about it?
Messing up, not throwing well, and messing up their rhythm. I want to keep. I throw with Teoscar most of the time, so I want to keep him.
We love Teo.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
the best.
we love Teo.
He's the best.
He seems like Kike Teo has that personality that just feels it just exudes everywhere, and it to anyone you meet, it just clearly leaves an impression, and I feel like he's been so good for our ball.
This might be a hot take, but I think he was, the best signing we had.
Wow, Adam really doesn't agree with that.
He might have been. No, he might have been. I mean, home run derby.
Well, I mean,
champion,
Shohei Ohtani-
Besides, I'm not even
yeah.
counting Shohei.
Okay. I was like, well, I do see.
Or
where
maybe
Adam might
most
go.
underrated because of his performance.
Yeah, I agree with
Most
that.
unexpected to have been.
Shohei's
the
just
guy.
obvious. We all know
Yeah.
that. So, like,
Yeah.
he's the runner-up.
I agree with that. That is a fair observation. It's like Shohei's in his own little orb over here, but of all the players where you're like, oh, I don't know what this person's going to do, Teo was a very unexpected, beautiful surprise.
Mm-hmm. And I hope he gets a longer contract after the season.
We'll see.
Okay, so you played baseball. What position?
Played outfield.
Okay.
So taking ground balls down the line is kind of different for me. You know, I'm used to fly balls, tracking balls, but you know, it's if you play baseball your whole life, it's pretty easy.
Second nature.
Second nature.
Yeah.
Were you trying to play professionally?
Yeah, I was for a while. In college, I was actually recruited by the Washington Nationals. And
Cool.
what happened there was they got in contact with me in the fall of 2019 after my season, my first season with Glendale College, and they said, "Hey, we'd love to like get you to the draft. You know, sign up for all this stuff." I had to do a bunch of medical forms and stuff, and you know, we all know what happened in 2020. You know, COVID hit. Draft rounds got cut to 5 rounds, and so I was kind of out of a job there, and that's kind of where my professional journey ended. But at the time, I was already working with the Dodgers, so I didn't really, think anything of, like that was a loss because I was still like on the field with the Dodgers. So I didn't.
You were
really...
still a part of baseball.
Yeah, I was still a part of baseball, so I'll take this any day for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
how
did it come about?
Yeah, how did you end up working in?
How do you even know
organization
that you could be the ball boy?
Yeah.
How does this happen?
Did you grow up, or at what point were you like, a ball boy is a job that I can go and get?
I often watch the games and I'm like, how can I do that?
I know. I see the girls out there and I'm
Is that
like,
what you did?
That's what I did.
Her job.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's let him answer.
So
Okay.
I grew up in high school. I'd go to a lot more games with my friends and stuff, and I would always see the ball boys down the lines, and I'm like, that is so cool. I'd love to do that. It was back in the day. It was Chico, usually down left field line.
Oh, we know Chico.
And Javi. They would switch
Javi
off.
with that great catch
Yes,
this year.
that's the one. Yeah.
Yes.
So I always wanted
The
to
one
be.
behind home
Saved show his life.
So
God
show
bless
his
him.
life.
Thank
Yes,
you.
best catch
Thank
of
you,
the
Javi.
year. Yeah, for sure. But I always wanted to be like them, and I told Javi that when I got the job, and he's like, "Dreams do come true." And so it was funny, but
we love.
yeah. So I always wanted to be like them, and I didn't really know how or how I would do it or where the opportunity would come
Yeah,
from.
is there like a job posting
Because
that you just fill
pretty
out?
much, yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I didn't know anybody. I'm not anybody's son in the organization or anything. So I just kind of applied to the job posting online, and what they do.
That exists. And
Yeah,
there.
it does. And what they do is they have you like send in like a resume, like a real job, like a baseball resume, what you've done, where you've been, where you've played. And so I made one real quick. I sent it in, and sure enough, they called me onto the field for tryouts. So there was another hurdle to get through, tryouts, which was, if you
Takes me
played,
back to cheerleading tryouts.
yeah, if you played at all, it's pretty easy. They had you just throw 90 to 100 feet and take a couple ground balls off.
For a
you
second, I was
throwing
like, they
with?
make you throw 90. Like, hold
No,
on.
100
No,
feet. Yeah, yeah.
I get it. Feet, not miles per hour.
Yeah.
That would be a little different.
Yeah, with the other tryout people we'd throw with.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, that experience that day, I was like, even if I don't get the job, like, this is awesome. Because I never really been on the field before.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is great. And so, I was there, my life was made already, and then I got the job. And yeah.
And the rest is history.
Rest
6
is
years later.
6 years later. I know, it feels like it was just yesterday. But yeah.
Oh, man.
What's a typical day in your job?
Typical day, we usually...
Okay, like literally from getting out of your car, tell us everything.
getting out
Yeah,
of
you
your car.
arrive.
Wait, actually, no.
Do you-
Before that, where do you park?
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you park in the same area that the players park?
No, we don't
Okay.
park. We're not special. So park just like fans.
You
pretty
are
much.
special.
You're on
No.
the field. That's special.
Okay, I'm one notch above.
You have
normal.
a jersey with your name on it.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I
See,
think we
that's
were the
cool.
only ones in the league that have that. Only
Really?
ball- yeah.
Of all the
Well, it's your
boys
first
and girls?
name too,
It's
right?
our first name, and I think most teams don't give their ball boys and girls uniforms. They're just down there like in shorts and like a overcoat or jacket or
You're
something.
right.
And it's usually just that.
That must make you feel part of the team,
It
right?
does.
Once
yeah.
again, another reason that we just love Dodgers organization
Yeah,
and
they're
why
great.
they're better than everybody else.
They take care of us for sure.
Adam is giving a
Don't
little
say anything
face
back
over
there. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but no. When I get there, we usually go in the Vince Scully gate. They let us in through the security gate on the right, and we just park usually in lot 2 or 3, which is semi-close to, not super close. But yeah, we walk in through club level, and we have our little room down by the visitors' dugout. So we go down all the way down. We hang out there until like an hour before game time. and then that's when we go out to the field and then get the first pitch ready. So whoever's throwing the first pitch of the game, we get them warmed up. You know, we calm their nerves.
One day it will be us.
Yes, hopefully. We'll see. And then we get them warmed up, and then we either catch or we assist with the first pitch. So, you know, whoever, depending on
one of us
who's
can
throwing.
throw it, one of us can catch it.
Yes.
There you go. That's usually how it works too.
Oh, okay.
And
Good
then,
to know.
and then we get ready for the game. That's usually about 7:00, and then national anthem, all that stuff, and then we just head down the lines.
Nice. Look, there's a lot of things.
You have a question, Adam?
Yeah.
Just for the audience, just so we make things really clear.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, can you tell us where exactly you sit? We know you throw at Teoscar, but just to give the audience a little visuals, where do you sit in the park? How far down which line do you sit? Sort of thing.
So where I sit, it's we sit either down the left or right field lines, kind of just snagging the foul balls. So it's kind of halfway in between home plate and the foul pole, and where the field kind of juts out. And that's where we kind of get it, you know, field them off the net, off the wall, or whatever. Just make sure it's foul. That's kind of the main gig. So yeah.
And don't catch a ball that somebody else might be running to catch.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's
I was
probably a
wondering,
good
like,
thing.
in those
How do you
situations,
know?
are you just like, I gotta get out of the way?
Yeah, I usually kind of like look over to whoever's in the outfield next to me and see how far away they are, so I can judge, like, oh, if it's like a little pop fly, maybe they'll get here. But if it's like a little higher than, you know, where the net is, I'm kind of just leaving it just to make sure I'm not in the way, and I
Yeah,
kind of
because
back
you
up.
never want to be the reason that the guys can't get an out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
How often do people ask you for balls?
Nonstop.
And
Nonstop.
has anyone ever bribed you?
They've tried. Yeah,
Ooh.
they've definitely tried. They use anything really. Hot dogs.
Yeah, I was
peanuts.
wondering. I'm like, do they offer you food?
Yeah.
What's the
Money.
funniest thing you've ever
It's-
been? Money?
Yeah, they've offered quite a bit of cash before.
Are you allowed to take it?
I don't know the rules. I don't take it. I usually don't take it. So
He's an above board. He's
Yeah.
an
I could
standing
tell.
citizen.
so
I could
I don't
tell.
want to jeopardize the job at all.
He's like,
so-
I'd like my job to make
Yeah.
sure you're good. Keep the money.
No,
please."
We respect that, but I'm sure you get crazy things said to you.
It's funny because one
Right?
time a parent sent his, I don't know, maybe 6-year-old son with
Always sending the kids.
yeah,
Man,
$100
pull it on
bill.
the heartstrings.
Yeah, $100 bill in his hand. He
What?
sent his kid to me. Here, Sean, can I get a ball? And I'm like, to hold on to it, kid. I'll get you one. I'll get
You're like,
you
I'll
one.
get you a ball, but
Yeah.
keep your money.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I get people telling me, you know, it's their birthday, it's their anniversary, I need a ball, it's my first game, all that stuff.
Man.
So how do you decide when to be like,
Yeah,
all
'cause, like,
right,
how
I'll
many
give
balls
them
do you
one?
have to give?
Yeah, it's tough. You don't have, you can't make everybody happy. So.
Yeah, you don't have an unlimited amount.
Don't have an
stashed
unlimited.
down
Usually I have enough to where I could warm up the players, and they usually throw the balls out in between
there.
innings.
Yeah.
So I have enough for that, and then whatever foul balls I get, I give out. So it's kind of tough. But
How many balls in a game do we go through? I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know if we have an answer.
Well,
for
when
that.
I had those really great
I'm
seats
curious.
recently,
Yeah.
the players
really good
threw them
seats.
behind Dodgers dugout every time they came in.
I would
didn't
love
get
to
any
know
of
the
them.
statistic of how many balls
Now we
end
got
up
this
being
one.
thrown like to fans or into the audience via foul balls or whatever during
Does
the
anyone
game.
know the answer to that?
I'm very curious.
Adam?
Come on.
Yeah, Adam, can you Google that for us? Okay, so as a Dodger fan prior to working for the organization, how has that has it or how has it changed how you watch the game? Because we watch it with a lot of emotion, but it also we're not working. It's not our job, so we watch it and can be as excited or frustrated or whatever the emotion you want to throw at it. But for you, do you have to keep calm and cool collected even if maybe you're frustrated in that moment or excited? Has it changed for you at all? Do you still feel the same passion from a fan perspective that you had previous or? I'm so curious.
No, I definitely have that same passion for sure. But I try to hide my emotions a little bit.
That's good.
Especially if I'm disappointed in something, you know. But excitement, I'll show it, every time Shohei hits a bomb, I'm on my feet. You know,
Nice.
so it's like
Now I'm gonna be looking for Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, Shohei hits home. He's like, yeah.
I would be watching TV. I would be like, or at the game, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. So he can like show the excited part, but we'll know that if they end up losing a game in which they were ahead, and then the other team comes back, we'll just know secretly you're frustrated.
Well, do they
Yeah.
in like training or when you were going like before you got the job? Do they tell you anything like, hey, try not to act too excited or
nothing
nothing?
like that. No, I think
you
they
make
kind
your
of
own rules?
they kind of expect you to be professional,
Diplomatic
Yeah.
about things.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's like all the unwritten rules.
All those are so fun.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
How many balls?
On average, it says, well, Google's telling me 96 to 120 balls per game
That's-
are used.
Yeah.
So in
Are
terms
used.
of like
Okay, not
thrown
all
to
are
all-
thrown.
right thrown to the crowd, who
Mhm.
knows, but used.
But that's a lot of balls because if you have 162 games in a season times 120. I mean, I'm sure there's some
Times
repurposing.
30 teams. Yeah.
Times 30 teams.
Yeah. Or I guess 15 technically if they're playing.
Okay, fair. Yes, 15.
Yeah.
That makes more sense because they're not all bringing 120 balls to
Yeah.
the ballpark for each team. But so I wonder how many balls are probably reused because like the ones that don't go out, you're probably
Yeah, like you
reusing
know
for
when
the
the
next
pitchers
game,
are just
right?
throwing the ball,
Mhm.
like what
they
do they
throw
not?
it away.
It doesn't feel
They're
good.
like, I don't like this one. They throw it away. Does
It
that ball
depends.
get used again ever?
It's like a placebo. They need it to go away, but then maybe it comes back.
Yeah,
Well,
I-
they just
I'm
don't
not
know
sure.
because they look alike.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but you know, depending on if it's scuffed up or if it just feels weird to them and they don't want to throw it, they'll throw it out. But if
It feels perfect to me.
usually a ball thrown in the dirt, that's thrown out right away, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why is that?
that'll get scuffed up. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, for sure.
And for proper pitching mechanics, I assume you need like the perfect unscuffed ball.
Yeah. Ideally, yes.
Two-seamer.
Well, back to Allie's question a little bit. How has just like you being a fan changed, or has it since working for them?
I mean, I don't go to as many games as a fan. That's for sure.
Do you go to games as a fan ever?
I just
Yeah.
feel like when you're young and you're watching
So
the
wonderful.
games, it's like, oh my gosh. So then to be there,
No, I
not
still
that it
have-
would take the
yeah.
magic out of it. Maybe it made it more magical.
No, I still have that excitement going to the game every day. But it's just a little different to be going as a fan than sitting on the field. It's a little different, especially since I go to so many games. So it's like a day off is a day off, and you don't want to go to work. On
That's
your day
fair.
off. So it's
How
kinda
many
like
games a season do you typically work?
that. It depends on how many ball boys and girls we have. This season we have a little bit less, so I've been working a little bit more games.
Do they need help?
if you have a resume, send it in.
I think we'd be great fill-ins for at least one game.
We have a video of us playing catch. Should we send it to Sean?
Definitely.
I'll
Okay.
send it through. Yeah,
I'm
for
sure that will get us hired right away. Hey, look, I play catch with my fiance all the time, so I think that qualifies.
So before the games, you said you warm up whoever's throwing the first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play catch with the players?
Sometimes Mookie will come out and want to play catch, or Teoscar or somebody, but
Caitlin told me she played catch with Mookie and Aaron Judge once.
yeah.
Okay,
For sure.
what an epic moment.
Yeah.
Who is the coolest player that you've gotten to be around, as far as just personality and that you've gotten to experience firsthand, I guess?
Coolest player? All around, probably Matt Kemp.
Yeah,
He's the
Oh,
coolest
we
guy.
love.
Were you
Matt.
there when they signed
was.
him that one-day contract?
Yeah,
oh,
I
that's
was there
cool.
that game.
What a great weekend
Yeah, it was
the Dodgers
nice.
did.
It was a hot day. It was really hot that day.
Yeah, a little spicy outside, but
He
yeah,
does
I
seem
love
really
when
cool.
I love when they do those games. And he was on the team when I became a fan back in 2010 because he was on the team in 06, right? To 2014, I think. Or that was Ethier. It's one of the two. But they both started in 06. I know that. And yeah, just Matt Kemp.
Yeah, he's great.
Love him.
Who was your favorite player growing up?
It was Matt Kemp. So that was a dream to be able to meet
cool.
him and be able to throw with him, in left field when he was playing. Yeah.
Well, and have him live up to the expectation.
Yeah.
Because it's sometimes they say don't meet your
Oh,
hero, but then, every now and then You meet them and they're like, oh,
And
they're
they're
as great
great.
as I thought they were.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love that.
Do you get to go in the clubhouse? Or like, do you have lunch with them?
No, it's not that personal. I've been
dinner?
in the clubhouse. It's more the bad boys and the clubbies. They're in there doing all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we're on down the line. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has there ever been a moment where you got scared on the field? Like, what's the scariest moment you experienced with the foul ball coming your way?
Scariest moment?
Or have you never had one because you're just that good?
Well, he has these great instincts that he catches the ball.
Just hops up.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some hit pretty hard. I mean, it's it's a little scary, but yeah, the instincts take over, and you don't really worry about it until after the fact.
Hence why they make you try out, because they need to know that you're going to be quick on your feet, probably, versus like.
So all of you have played.
All of
Because
us
I know Caitlin played softball.
Have played to some degree. She played in college. I think everybody has college experience
Oh, cool.
playing either baseball or softball. So yeah.
I know sometimes she holds the flag and does
Yeah,
that. Do you do
she
that
does
too?
that. I don't do that. No.
Okay. Just
don't.
the ladies
Yeah,
or what?
She gets chosen. No, it's so it's
She
a different.
gets chosen.
Yeah, it's a different position. So, blue crew who helps out around the stadium.
Blue crew.
Yeah, they do all the games and stuff, like the hat shuffle and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, all the
They
things on the board.
yeah, they help out with that stuff, and they do
The games like what's in the box thing.
Yeah, the AR photo booth and all that stuff. They help with all the fan interactions, and she's a part of that team as well, so she gets to hold the flag. Yeah.
That's cool. Wouldn't that be fun to do too?
It would be fun. Actually, I do think they let. Granted, they were like celebrities that did this, but during one of the playoff games that I went to one year, I forget which season, they had like Mila Kunis or somebody that was up there and like waving the flag, and I was like, well, that's cool.
All right, so we have to get
So
on
you
her
have to
level.
either be Mila Kunis or you have to be.
You know what
a
I
ball
hear
girl.
from what you're saying?
So
It's possible.
and yeah, I think Melissa can do
It's
this,
definitely possible.
and I have all the faith in you.
On this subject, I have a question for Sean. Are there rivalries between the departments? Like, do you ever wish to be like a bat boy? Do you ever wish to be like a grounds crew? Like, do the grounds crew
That's a good
like?
question.
Do the grounds?
He's
crew,
like not a grounds crew.
Are they
probably,
like, hey, don't put your bucket there because that's like special dirt?
Don't step on this grass.
Special dirt.
No, there's not really any rivalries or anything. Everybody's super nice in the organization, and no matter who you run into, they're all super nice. So, yeah.
Okay, but so you said it's not a full-time job though.
Not for me.
Because obviously it's not year-round
Mm-hmm.
as far as games go.
Yeah, are you pursuing other things?
Yeah, like what do you do in your off time?
Right now I'm just a ball boy, so I don't do much else. I play a lot of slow pitch softball
Nice.
in my baseball retirement days. So
Wait, okay, so
Can
as
you
a guy
explain
who
to
plays
us
baseball,
why they throw it up and down?
Yeah, why is it's not a throwing pitch. You're playing hacky sack.
hacky sack, I don't know about
It's
that.
like you throw. Okay, you like throw it like hacky sack to get the angle.
Yeah, but it's a lot harder to hit than it looks.
I
Okay,
know.
I recently filled in for a softball game,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 2 hits off that thing.
Co-ed? Or,
Yeah.
Huh?
I couldn't
Dude
get
was
over why
throwing the
they
ball.
threw it like that.
I don't
was
think
so
I could.
mad that I kept swinging and
Yeah.
missing.
See, I don't think I could actually hit a properly thrown baseball at like normal speed. Definitely not normal speed. But I do think it was probably easier to hit it off a softball for me than it would be like a baseball at fast speed.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's definitely easier to hit a softball, but it's harder than it looks. I'll
Okay.
say that. But yeah, for sure.
Are you friends with ball boys from other teams? Is there like a community?
Ooh.
There's not a Facebook group or anything.
Or are you like rivals with them
You
just
gotta
as the
start
teams
one.
are?
I mean, I'm rivals now that they beat me in the All-Star vote.
Yeah, see?
No,
I posted it. I was rooting for you.
Yeah,
I
you did.
voted every day.
yeah, no, a lot of people,
She was in your corner.
a lot of friends, a lot of fans have been telling me, oh, I voted for you, and it's super nice.
I was
to hear.
surprised.
Aw.
Yeah.
Wait, who won it?
I don't know.
The Tampa Bay Rays guy who dove for the ball, and then the Orioles guy who caught it off the net. Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever.
Hobby
They-
didn't get a
they deserve
nomination
it.
for his
He,
catch?
I thought he was going to. I don't know why they didn't. I would have let him take my spot because it's definitely a better catch than I made. But no, I don't know why he wasn't in it.
How did he feel about that moment going viral? Because that was crazy for a couple days.
He's
That was.
super humble guy, super nice guy, and he's kind of just like just doing my job kind of thing. So yeah, he's super great.
Who makes all the t-shirts?
All the t-shirts?
Yeah, I feel like anything that happens, the Dodgers the next day are wearing a t-shirt about it.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
definitely got to be a team.
Yeah,
for
who
You
has
gotta
those
have-
ideas and who puts them into action? Do you know?
That's above my pay grade. I don't know.
All right, that's something to find out another day then.
that. Melissa's gonna come in with that answer tomorrow and know exactly who does what.
I'll look it up.
Yes.
Maybe Chico. I feel I may have heard that.
Could be. I don't know.
Do you ever do BP?
No, I've never really done BP. We get there usually after BP.
Okay.
And so it's kind of past the time, but I've done it a couple times for. We've had like special events at the stadium, done it then, and they had the alumni. They would have. I don't know why they haven't done it recently, but alumni game where the alumni would come and play like before the game, and they took BP, and I shagged those balls and stuff. So
That's fun.
yeah.
It just seems like such a cool like experience and atmosphere, and obviously games you lose maybe it's not as exciting, but like when you win a big game or a walk-off home run and you're like on the field for that experience, and then everyone comes out there and is cheering, and like I would think it makes you want to just like run out there and join them.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I've when they're celebrating after a walk off, jumping in, or even if they're about to get in a fight with the other team, I'm ready to join in.
Wait, good
They
point.
need you.
You go out with the bullpen.
I would probably get fired, so I don't. But I would.
Darn.
I would, yeah.
They could use you.
Look, Joe Kelly would happily have you join him, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Joe Kelly Fight Club.
Joe Kelly Fight Club. That's a t-shirt that we need.
Mm-hmm.
We actually should just buy those t-shirts in general.
Yeah. We talk about him enough.
I have a Joe Kelly shirt with
The
his
pouty
face
face.
on it, and him doing the pouty face.
That's great.
Which is fun. It's probably one of my favorite t-shirts.
So how are you feeling about the Dodgers this year?
I feel good. I mean, obviously, we are not playing our best in recent years, which is still great to say because we're still in first, and
Yeah.
I think a little adversity is good, especially since we've had such an easy path to the playoffs
Yeah.
in recent years. So to maybe struggle in September might be a little better than struggling in October. So.
Yeah. Maybe the struggle in September is what will make them actually have that fire that we always talk about to be able to overcome in October versus letting it,
Yeah,
just
I mean
get defeated.
we've talked about this whole podcast, how we felt that the Dodgers lack a fire or like an edge that a lot of teams have that you need to win. But maybe they're lacking that because for a month they're usually kind of playing meaningless games. So they're kind of playing with complacency, and I'm hoping that the competitiveness that they're going to need to have to keep the to be ahead of the Diamondbacks, to be ahead of the Padres, will help them maintain that fire going into the postseason.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the Diamondbacks and Padres have had an easier schedule as of late as well, too. So it's kind of
Hence, they're creeping up on
We're
us right
coming.
now.
Our team is coming together.
yeah.
I'm
definitely.
liking what I'm seeing. This lineup that we have yesterday, today.
Well, how do we feel about
1 through
Freddie
9?
playing, but with does he have like a fractured finger?
We've got guys on the IL with like head, shoulder, knees, and toes injuries
That
right
is
now.
true. Things that you normally don't have injuries for in baseball, we somehow
Apparently,
found
Austin
them.
Barnes was playing with like a bloody toe the other day. Freddie has a fractured finger and still played.
He's in the lineup tonight,
Mhm.
and I was like,
That's
is that
it.
safe?
He made that amazing catch yesterday.
I know. I don't understand.
I think he's someone, and maybe you could tell us if I'm right. When Dave Roberts is like, "Why don't you sit this game out?" and he's like, "No, no, that's not going to happen."
It's always good
And
to
Dave's
have
like, "All right."
that competitiveness. and
Yeah.
He's definitely that kind of guy. Same with Kershaw. He's definitely that kind of guy, too.
Yeah. He seems like such a both of them seem like such consistent kind of guys that they're like, no, like, unless it's my family, like, I will be here.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What's the clubhouse vibe right now for this year? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's any different. Obviously guys come expecting to win, and, they show that with their attitude, chin up, and everybody's great. So, I mean, the vibe's definitely there. And so I think...
Do you think they have the fire? You think they've got that edge this year?
And especially with the struggling later on in the season, that'll definitely help.
Who do you think is the leader on the team?
The leader? I don't think there's a single leader on the team. I mean, getting guys like Mookie back and Muncy back, that's definitely helped.
So say we got Muncy back.
Yeah. So.
Homer. Mookie, first game back, Homer. Muncy, first game back, Homer. That is a good sign, guys.
It's a trend.
No, definitely. There are guys that...
Tommy Edman. Oh, wait, didn't he play yesterday?
He did.
Get a homer.
He hit a single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you got on base.
Got on base.
Get on base.
He's one of the best base runners, in the MLB, so it'll be fun to watch. Yeah.
I don't really know anything about him, so I'm excited to learn.
I'm excited that he is on the team now. And granted, that did mean that we had to say goodbye to 2 dudes.
It's pretty crazy how we just temporarily picked up a few guys for injuries.
Well, Nick Ahmed was only with us for like a hot second, and that was because of the injuries.
I know. I kind of feel bad for them. Like, Ahmed Rosario is having a great year.
Yeah.
We had him for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did get picked up by... Adam, who did he get picked up by?
The Cincinnati Reds.
The Reds.
There you go.
So at least he's on another team.
Do we know where Pajos is going?
I feel like he's been playing great too.
He has. He's had a few struggles, but he's been hot at times for sure. And especially when we needed it, which was nice.
What happens when
but
Chris
you gotta
Taylor
have
comes back?
Room for Muncy. Well,
They better not send Kiermaier anywhere. He's great.
they're not going to send him anywhere, I don't think. But Taylor
We have
has
too many players.
Taylor, well, it's a beautiful curse.
Yeah, definitely. It just shows the depth that we have.
I
It's
know
definitely
that
a good thing,
we have to let go of players that are really, really good.
And that we really like. And which I gotta imagine that's much harder for them to make those decisions than we just experience the emotion of it once it happens, but for the front office and for the the coaches, they probably, not that they have a harder time with it because it is their job and it's something that comes with the territory, but you have to think that it weighs on them in a different way than obviously it would us. So just make those decisions and try to look at it pragmatically of what's going to be best for the team right now versus letting your personal emotions of how you feel about a person get in the way of that. And so, but it was nice to get Muncy back.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
It has been.
Since he's been out.
Yeah.
I heard that some of the guys, maybe the more veteran guys that have been on the Dodgers for a long time, have certain spots that they sit in the dugout. Is that true?
I don't know about that aspect, but I'm sure it's true. Baseball players.
Someone said oh yeah, I was sitting in Muncy's seat, and I'm like,
they're very routine.
they have seats?
Very superstitious.
Or is it like when you go to school and you pick out your desk that first time?
my
That's
spot.
where you sit the
Your
whole year.
unassigned assigned seat.
Yes!
You're on a bus.
That is so true. Oh, I had those.
So
I
it's
was
just
my spot.
Muncy sits there.
Yeah.
For sure. Everybody's got their routines and stuff, and it's just baseball players as a whole like to do it.
Yeah, well, back to asking about who the leader on the team is. You played, so do you think that because there's no one leader, what do you think about that?
I think it's good because, definitely you get a different guy stepping up every night. So if it's not Mookie coming through, it's Teoscar. If it's not Teoscar, it's Gavin Lux. If it's not Lux, it's going to be Tommy Edman or anybody else. And it's you can't just rely on one person to kind of lead the pack when everybody's kind of pulling their own. So
yeah, is it kind of they all fill a different role as is needed depending on the night?
No, definitely, yeah.
It's kind of like a relationship. It's not always going to be 50-50.
Yeah. Sometimes it's 80-20.
Sometimes it's 80-20.
Yeah.
Or hey, you know what? I got 70 to give today. Okay, baby, no worries, because I only have 30.
I just
So
think
baseball
sometimes
teams
you
kinda
need a guy to go into the dugout and give a motivational speech or whatever is needed at that moment to rile them up or change the momentum, something like that.
I also would like to be that person.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like a Bryce Harper on the Phillies. Like someone that is going to go in there and say something and they're going to jump out and all get hits and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of lead by example guys, a lot of guys with this quiet confidence, which is amazing and makes them incredible baseball players. But I'm just wondering if because we have so many of that, who's stepping up in those moments that we really need? When we were on that losing streak, are they talking about it?
No, I'm sure they are, yeah. But, those are conversations you don't really hear as fans and stuff like that.
That's why we're asking you.
Yeah, that's stuff I don't hear. That's above my pay grade, too. But Doc...
He's like, they don't come talk to me on that first
I'm not in the
first
group
baseline.
text. So.
Oh, you gotta get on the group text.
Man, to be in the group text chain.
But no, Doc is really good at those motivational speeches and bringing the guys together. So he's a great leader in the team in itself as a coach.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It's just hard to hear fans giving him a hard time based on his
we always have his back on this podcast.
Yeah, no,
I love Doc, and look, I mean, and actually I was gonna say this. I was watching a game. Was it last week? Where we ended up, sadly, we did lose this game by 1 run in the bottom of the ninth or something like that. But he made a choice where, and actually, he didn't have Gavin Lex hit in his spot, and he had, I think it was Miggy Rowe come in to hit in place of him. And it was a good decision. Miggy Rowe got a hit. We got a guy home. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Either way, he got a hit. It ended up being a good decision by Doc. And even though we didn't end up winning the game because we had, a reliever gave up a run after that in the next inning, in that moment, it actually put us ahead, that choice that he made. And I feel like when he makes great choices, like in that moment, that doesn't nearly get talked about as much as when a decision he makes doesn't go the way.
Mm-hmm.
And not every decision is going to go perfectly. That's the beauty of baseball in its own way, is the unpredictability of it. You can't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that, people are harder on him than is necessary or even warranted at times. And people get passionate and that's a part of it, but also I don't know, I think we try to come in with the perspective of yes, it can be frustrating because you want to see something different in the postseason versus what we've seen before, but also there's a lot of things that you can't control. Right now we have a freak ton of pitching injuries, and it's a scary thing going into October, and it's who's going to be our starters, and can they please go 6 innings or more? That'd be great. And
do you
Doc
have
has
any
to deal with
thoughts
that.
about the pitching injuries and how it's increased tremendously?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of, we're in a different realm of baseball nowadays where pitchers are throwing 100, and everybody's just trying to throw their hardest every single pitch, and that's not sustainable. So I think people blame the pitch clock, people blame all sorts of stuff, but I think the speed is definitely what's affecting pitchers trying to throw their hardest, and it's definitely a crazy thing that's going on, and it's not just us, it's not just the Dodgers, so
it's just baseball.
Yeah.
Have you seen Yamamoto throw the javelin?
I haven't.
Oh.
No.
I mean, it sucks that he got injured, because I would think that the javelin, his reason behind it is not using his arm so much to throw the baseball and for injury prevention. Because that would have been maybe the saving grace of baseball.
Everyone just starts throwing javelins. His preparation.
Yeah, I don't know how we fix that or get back to where we were. Pitchers getting hurt.
How do you tell a guy that pitch slower?
But then there's
who's gonna do that?
There's freak injuries like Brusdar Graterol.
Oh my gosh, poor guy.
That broke my heart. I was watching that game when that happened. I was like, no.
8 pitches in or something.
Yeah, it was his first game back.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe the pitcher's mound is cursed this year or something. But yeah, it's crazy things going around.
I hope that Walker Buehler is doing okay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can update us on that, Adam.
On what?
Walker Buehler is pitching right now. I'm just wondering how he's doing.
Oh, of course.
He's like, yeah, let me get right on that for you.
Kershaw has gotten better every time.
Yes.
We're huge Kershaw fans here.
No, he's great.
Can you just seems
tell
like
us
an incredible dude.
Anything about him?
Anything about him?
Okay, you must have seen his crazy schedule, how structured he is down to the minute. What's it like to just be around this amazing player that will be a
What's
Hall
it
of Famer.
like to be around greatness?
Yeah.
It's
What's it like?
great.
You're actually around greatness all the time.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I definitely, it's cool to see him in his zone. When he comes out to pitch, he does the same thing every single time, so you know exactly what to expect and where he's going to be. But I think everybody knows to kind of stay away from him when he's in his zone, and that's kind of what I've always done. And when he's not pitching, he's a super great guy, and it's great to see him. It's great to see him do good, and I'd love to see him do good in the postseason this year. So I think he'll be back and he'll do great this year and redeem himself for sure.
I think
I
so.
know.
I
I desperately want that for him. Like, I want him to have a really great postseason and have that be how he's remembered. Like, when he chooses to hang it up officially, and we want him to get other World Series and
for sure. And I think this year is different for him. He's gotten hurt the last few seasons towards the end, so he's kind of rushed his rehab back to make it in time for playoffs. And he got hurt earlier this year, but he's come back with enough time to really ramp up and be ready for postseason. So I think that's going to help him a lot.
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, it's like, he hasn't been taxed all season long. So it's like, hopefully, because he starts out, he's usually starts out the season really, really great. So now that his season started later this year, maybe we just shift that to the end.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it just ends up beautifully.
I don't think he would have come back and had the surgery and everything if he didn't think that he could perform up to his own standards. Because I don't think anyone has higher standards than he has for himself.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
But not just that. Did you know that he caught one of the players, I think during the Brewers series, didn't touch second? And, he's so into the game.
That was a great
That was a really, a game-changing moment.
It was.
And I was actually wondering, and maybe you can answer this, how locked in are the players when they're in the dugout? Are they all glued to the game? Or, because sometimes, they're back watching the iPad and they're not as engaged. What's that like?
Either they're, watching the iPad or they're up on the, the top of the fence watching pitches, making sure they know the sequence and stuff like that. And there is a video of Ohtani that went around a couple months ago where he's in the dugout taking hacks, looking at the pitcher taking hacks.
Yes, I saw that.
And so people, they do different things to get in the zone.
It's such an intellectual game. That's I think that's one of the things that's so cool about baseball is it's a very smart game. When you think about it, you play, all these different teams and you're on 3 or 4 game, series, but you have all these different pitchers that you have to learn about if you're a hitter and understanding what they're all really talented at. If you're a pitcher, you have to do the opposite for a lot more people of what are they, what pitch do they hit the best? Which one do they struggle with? It's such a smart game. You have to, I wonder what their IQ, how they have the football IQ test that they take? What's it called again?
Wonderlic.
Thank you, the Wonderlic. I've taken it before. It's actually not easy. Yeah, I think I was Ray Lewis once or something. It tells you which football player you scored matched as. That's not a great score, but just letting you know now. But I wonder if there's one like that for baseball out there. Because
there must be. I mean, the game just requires so much thinking.
So smart.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you played, so you probably could attest to that being the case.
Yeah, definitely.
From your former years playing or working for them, how has this year been different solely with the addition of Shohei?
Well, that's definitely, obviously a big plus. There's one guy in the lineup where you're going to get a quality at bat. And so whenever he comes up, I went to the A's game where they played the Dodgers a couple weeks ago.
Up in Oakland.
Up in Oakland, yeah. And they...
you just went as a fan?
I went as a fan. One of my fan games.
Nice.
So I wanted to go, obviously, before that.
I was going to say, first time...
Yeah.
That was me last
First
weekend.
And last time, yeah.
First and last time at Oakland Coliseum.
But we were down, 6-2 in the 9th inning. 2 on. Shohei hits a 3-run bomb, brings us within 1. We ended up losing by 1, but... there's always a quality at bat, when you need it. And I think that's definitely what he's brought to the team, for sure.
What is it like to hear the crack of that bat in person?
It's different. It's
right?
It's different. It's nothing I've ever heard before. And it's it's shot out of a cannon. And
Every time.
he's hit me a few foul balls. I've been down right field line a couple times where he's hit some, and they come off hot. It's different.
Have you kept those?
I've kept a couple.
Are these them?
Well, yeah.
Shohei hit this ball.
Yeah.
Wow.
Use your imagination, but no.
Like
it's-
I
will.
said, I'm giving myself my own story here.
and it
That was a
could
fail.
be. It could be one that he's touched. I don't know.
It could be. It
But,
could be.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I've kept a couple of those for sure. Yeah.
Have you ever asked anyone for anything? Autograph, jersey?
So that's one thing they told us we're not allowed to do. So I haven't been able to do that. But the guys are also nice. If I did ask for one, they definitely do it. But that's something I stay away from.
But that is one where it's not an unwritten rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a written rule.
That's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah, and so these guys, it's game day, so I kind of stay out of their way and don't really bother anybody. Don't speak unless spoken to, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because people get in the zone and they don't want to be bothered. So
That's
make
fair.
sure.
What has been your most memorable moment, or like the coolest moment in your 6 years that you, or like maybe you have like a top few if you can't pick one, because I imagine there's got to be a handful.
Top one's got to be All-Star nomination this year, for sure. It was a new thing that they did. They haven't done it before, and when they told me about it, it was funny because I made that catch that got me into the All-Star nomination, and my friends were all sending it to me because it was online, and it was blown up. Yeah, it went viral. And so I would tell my friends, I was like, if only they could vote us for All-Stars. And then sure enough, it happened.
way.
So I kind of like manifested it to happen. And
Guys,
They manifesting,
Yeah.
so.
for sure.
And he put all the work in behind it to make it happen.
Yeah, got to put in the work.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So did you know that they were doing that this year?
Not at all. No, they didn't tell me until I got the nomination. So like a week before the voting came out, that's when they told me, hey, you're going to be in this thing. Do you want to do it? And I replied like 2 minutes later. I was like, right away. I was like, yes, I'm in. And it was, the four of us. And sure enough, the nominations came out and everybody was voting, and it was really crazy.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, can you explain what game the catch was at?
I forget who we were playing.
Who hit it?
It was Andy Pajes, and I think it was like 104 mile an hour.
Holy crap.
Off the bat.
Did that hurt?
No. By the time it's getting to you, it's not 104 anymore. Really, it's I don't know. But
Crazy instincts.
But yeah, it happened fast, so it came right at me, and I was sitting on the bucket, and so it was, I'd say maybe like 3 feet above me, and so I kind of jumped for it and jumped straight up, and
Thank God.
It ended up-
coordination.
yeah,
man.
it
God
ended
bless
up in my glove, so I thought it got past me for a second, and I was like looking in my glove, like, oh,
Yeah,
fine.
go.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
They're like, hey, you need me to fill in out here. You just let me know.
Well, didn't
I
that
can jump
happen
in.
to Chico?
What
Like,
do
he
you
made a really good catch, and then they let him try out to be on the team?
I think I think something like that, or he was like really solid during the games. I mean, he would always make great catches, and I think during BP, one of the players sees him like tracking down these fly balls and stuff, and was like, "Hey, we need to get him like a spot." And sure enough, they invited him to
That's so
spring
cool.
training, and rest is history. He got a spring
really
training
cool.
spot, and I don't know what happened there, how long he was up there, but he's now the bullpen catcher.
Oh, cool.
For the guys in the bullpen.
Aw.
So yeah.
So you're just kind of around, like, if they want to play catch or just kind of whatever they need before
Yeah.
the game?
Yeah, for sure.
How long after the games do you have to stay? Or do you pretty much get to be like, I'm wrapped up?
Yeah, we clear out, we peace out. It's pretty quick. I usually keep a couple balls at the end and hand them out to kids. But
Aw.
hadn't gotten an opportunity to get one during the game, and kind of interact with the fans that way, and makes it a lot more enjoyable for
What's
me.
been your best like fan interaction moment?
I mean, there's been a couple. There was one kid that was crying, like bawling his eyes out, and I didn't have any more balls, so I was like, I don't know what to do, and they usually have them in the dugout, so I ran to the dugout, went to get one, and I brought it to him, and yeah, it brought the tears out of his face.
Just
and
made
Aw.
that made his life.
made his day, yeah, and so I feel like it's my duty to create those moments for kids, because I was always that kid that wanted a baseball, and I was that kid that brought his glove to the game, no matter where I was sitting.
You're like, top
and
deck,
hoping-
there's
Yeah.
still a chance.
There's always a chance. If you're sitting at the game, there's a chance. So
Yeah,
I think of myself at that age, and I try to make as many as I can happy. I can't, make everybody happy, but yeah.
That's amazing,
good
especially that you
perspective.
have that perspective from being them one
Being
day.
him, yeah.
Because you know how much they'll remember that for the rest of their lives.
Maybe they pick up baseball, and maybe they, become a Major League Baseball player.
They're
and-
sitting
Wouldn't
there wanting
that
to be
be
you.
so cool?
Yeah.
Like, you give a kid a ball that then ends up a major leaguer one day, and then he comes and he tells you, he's like, hey kid, you inspired me.
Hopefully they remember me. I don't know. We'll see.
Imagine if you're like just walking around one day and someone's like, Sean's the one that gave me my first ball.
There you go.
Well, they would probably remember you because you were nominated for the All-Star game, so now your name's out there, so
There you go.
you're not just some, like, random person that threw him
Yeah.
a ball.
That's right. All-Star nominee.
Exactly. Bruiser threw me my first ball, and therefore
He
I'll
did?
never forget.
He threw it or you caught it?
No, he threw it to me. But I also, have I not told that story before?
I don't think so.
Thought I have. When I went to spring training, I think it's my first spring training with Nick. Nick's my fiance. We went, and Bruiser was in the bullpen. And it's spring training, there's a million kids that are, trying to get balls. But they go, during one part of, every inning. And I just very quietly and patiently stood there by the fence. And the kids would run up, and I was like, I can't compete with children. And so I just kind of stood there. It's so funny. I'm so timid because the last thing I want to do is be like, hey, can I have a ball? I just literally sat there. I was like, I'm whispering.
Hey kid, get me
And
one.
no one can hear me. I'm like, you can't hear me when I'm this close. He's clearly farther away. And I just patiently waited. Must have waited 5 innings of watching the game, but also sitting there being like, hey, can I get a ball? Kids would run away. Kids would come back over and over. And at one point, I got his attention because he noticed I had been there the whole time. And he was rubbing it down. That ball was really worn down. At a certain point, he just threw it up to me. And I was like,
Aww.
thank you. And there were no kids around. So I was like, I didn't have to give it to a child. I was so happy. Because that's one of those moments, you can't, as an adult, you can't keep it if there's a kid that's like, please, sir, can I have some more?
They'll boo you sometimes.
They will! And I was like, man.
Or someone else will. Actually, someone commented on one of our videos today and said that she's from San Diego, went to a game against the Padres years ago, and she was waiting for Matt Kemp, I guess, was throwing out balls or something, and he looked at her and threw her one, and a Padres fan came and snatched it and ran away.
Rude! Another reason to hate the Padres.
Add it to the list.
Mm-hmm.
We have many.
What do you feel about the growing rivalry with the Padres? Do you think it's a rivalry or no?
Yeah, I think I would classify it as a rivalry at this point. Especially with them so close in standings right now, and
Yeah.
they're always nipping on our toes. So, I mean, it's definitely a
It's
rivalry.
annoying. They've gotten the better of us this season. But I like to think in regular season, you're welcome to. And in postseason, if we have to play you, you're going down.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope so. But they're a good team, and
Yeah.
it's always fun. Those games, especially when there's something on the line,
Mm-hmm.
it's always great. Regular season games feel like playoff games, and it's
Do you
great.
ever get
Yeah.
so into the game that you forget you're working?
It's happened a couple times actually. We have
Ooh,
to.
tell us more.
I don't know
Which
if I'll get
instance?
I don't know if I'll get
I
in trouble,
would.
but
I probably would.
no, yeah, you're so locked in, and you're sitting on the bucket, and we have to grab jackets for the pitchers that come in through the bullpen.
Oh.
So when they come in, we
in
grab their
between
jackets,
innings?
and we
Okay.
bring it to the dugout so they have it when they come out.
Gosh, okay.
And so there's that we have to do. And so sometimes I'm so into the game, I don't see that pitcher come in, and I have to go grab it, or Chico, who's in there, will come bring it to me. And so sometimes it's things like that, or I forget to.
You just get so invested in watching that you forget you have a job to do.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm here, I'm getting paid, so I better do something. But yeah, but usually that's rarely ever happens, so I'm usually locked in to.
I'd be sitting there like, all right, come on, one more strike. You got this. Come on.
Yeah.
How many playoff games have you worked?
So I've worked one World Series game,
Oh.
which was 2018.
Did we win that game?
That was the last game that we lost.
Oh,
so
no.
which is
Adam,
Which-
Adam is
shut it back there.
laughing.
which is sad to say, but obviously
You know what?
You know.
This year we redeem it.
I was glad to be there, and to see somebody win the World Series live, which was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
And I was a big Mookie fan back then too.
Oh.
And that's when he was with the Red Sox, and so it was fun to watch him, get a ring and celebrate. And I got to throw with him for the first time that game,
Cool.
and that made my life because that was the one guy.
Okay.
And then full circle,
That's
he ends
cool.
up with us.
Yeah, sure enough. But
What's it like to watch him? Because his work ethic just seems unmatched.
yeah, I think he's one of the hardest working guys
Wow.
in the dugout. When he was playing short, he would take so many reps at short and try to hone in his craft. And he's one of those guys where you don't see it all the time, but he's definitely working so hard behind the scenes to be as great as he is. And it's obviously pays off because he's hitting so well, he fields so well, and definitely one of the hardest working guys in there.
It shows.
Yeah.
It definitely comes through. And he's one of those that, like, yeah, to Melissa's point, like, we maybe don't have a lot of, like, fiery personalities, but we do have a lot of lead by example guys. And I feel like Mookie is very much one of those.
Well, maybe for baseball players that works better than kind of the leadership I'm envisioning. And that's why, like, I'm trying to understand what works best for our team and what kind of leaders they perform best with.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I have to ask you this because this comes up a lot on the podcast. Do you watch Mookie's podcast?
I've seen.
And if so,
I was like, where is
how do
she
you
going?
feel about him wearing sunglasses in the interviews inside?
I mean, that's just Mookie. I don't know.
Thank
It's-
you. See, that's what I say.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, I'd be like, bro, come on, take off your sunglasses. But it's Mookie. Mookie can do what he wants.
He's like the coolest guy. But yeah, I've seen his podcast, and he's great. Yeah.
Okay.
She's slowly
not wearing
coming
them.
around to
I
maybe
forgot.
be on base with it being Mookie. Adam has trolled us a
Well,
handful of times.
I've
and
said
worn
every single
sunglasses.
time he's
Oh,
the
that's
only
true.
one that can pull it off.
He can
But
pull it off for sure.
I've been wanting to start a podcast for a long time. I love asking people questions. I can't imagine the trust or the connection that can come when you have a shield over your eyes. And maybe because he's an athlete, like, it doesn't matter that much to him about that. So that's kind of where my head's at when I ask
Yeah,
that
but
question.
also it's Mookie too, and most of his guests are like his friends that he's played with and
Yeah.
who he
Yeah,
knows.
so there's already that trust built in.
Do you know
Yeah.
who's on his podcast today?
Who?
The Big Dumper.
The Big Dumper, Adam's favorite.
I'm not going to update you on the game because,
Are we not going to like it?
That's not good.
Oh no. Just tell us.
yeah, it's 2-0 already in the first. So, the big dumper scored. Hey, but on the bright side,
What?
the Cubs won today. So, hey.
That's good.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
good.
Doc.
Congratulations,
That's
Adam.
the bright side for Adam.
Oh, poor Walker. See, I'm just thinking that, like, when our starters can't go and we have to start using the bullpen, that's not just affecting today's game, that's affecting tomorrow and the next.
Yeah.
And that's going to
Yeah.
lead to, like, we're on a good streak right now.
Yeah.
Our starters
So
have been performing.
What do we
and
do with that? I mean, it
into the
goes back
game.
to what he said yesterday of potentially implementing a rule of, like, even if your starter's doing horrible, like, they have to pitch 6 innings. It's like, wow, it will definitely help with the taxing of the bullpen. But, man, that's going to destroy some ERAs.
That's gonna destroy some arms too.
And
That's
what are
like
they going
more
to do with
injuries.
Walker Buehler?
Yeah.
A fix to that comment.
Yeah.
What?
I
We
listened
scored
to-
2?
No, no. I listened to Tim Kirchin on another podcast. He said that was floated as sort of like a, hey, let's start the conversation. It's an unrealistic.
Okay,
fix.
it's not
Have
actually.
you heard
It's
that
not
yet?
going to happen.
I've heard that.
Gonna
Yeah,
happen.
It's
I'm-
not.
Yeah.
It's
not
unrealistic to
guaranteed.
happen. It's
Okay.
just a, hey, let's think about some ideas to fix this because
Okay.
starting pitcher doesn't matter anymore. That's the extreme end. There are other
Okay.
ideas. So, like, another example, another potential fix would be if you pull your starter, you lose your DH. So,
Oh, interesting.
whenever you pull your start, if you pull your starter in the second inning, then you lose your DH for the rest of the game.
Ooh, which we could not
No.
do
No.
because Shohei.
Do you think Shohei is going to come to the rescue in the postseason and pitch? Or is that just in my dreams?
I honestly, I don't want him to. I don't think that's smart. Like,
just
look,
imagine if
it's
no one
Shohei.
knew and he came out.
close out Game 7.
I think the other
Pull
team
Max
would be in
Scherzer
such
when
shock.
it was the Nationals
Yeah.
and just come out and be like, yeah, I'm gonna close the game.
It'd be a
Well,
game.
is that even allowed to happen? The other team has to know who they're facing, right?
I mean, he would be on
Not
the
as
roster.
not as a
you know?
yeah, as like he'd be on the roster, so they would know he was an eligible option.
Yeah.
But not as a closer. The starter, you know, but you don't know who's
Mm-hmm.
coming in to relieve.
Well, there
or-
are certain amounts of spots on a 25-man roster that can
Well,
be designated as pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I'm meaning they can't know if someone comes in as relief or to like close a game, but you would know who's starting the game at the very least, and you'd know that he was an eligible option because he would have been designated.
Imagine if that happened.
Okay, stop it! Quit! You're getting too excited about this over there.
Just imagine the other
needs
team
to heal
leaning over
properly.
the dugout like, oh,
Yeah.
I
my
get it,
God.
but he needs to heal properly. You need to think about the longevity.
Can you let me
of
dream
him
for a
the
moment?
next 10 years?
Yeah, he's got plenty of
We have a
contract
lot to
left.
pay him over the next 10 years. We need him healthy the entire time.
I need him to hit with runners on base.
Yes, okay, well, that too. Maybe that's what he can do in the postseason.
Sean, I have a couple questions for you because to get them
We're
off
getting
Shohei craziness. Do you bring a pad when you sit on the bucket? Because I feel like sitting on a bucket for 9 innings would be horrible.
That's a
That
great
is a good question. I've
Don't
thought
you
about
have a
it.
glove?
Yeah, no, we have a glove, but I've thought about it. The bucket has a pad itself, so it's like a padded bucket.
Oh, I thought you meant like a notepad.
No, I knew what you meant, like
To
a butt
score,
pad.
yeah.
But like how people go to the games,
Yeah,
like to watch their kids.
I
and
have
like, sit on the
seen
bench.
that they have those chairs that attach to buckets where it has like a backing.
The best the Dodgers can give you
does
is
your-
a bucket.
Does your back hurt ever?
There's been games
on those?
where it's hurt, extra inning games, and it's gone longer than, I don't know, 3
Like, my
hours.
back hurts now and I have a back.
Has that ever been floated? Like, hey, can we sit on
I,
something else?
I really don't mind. I'm sitting on the field, so I can't complain. But
What's the premise of the bucket? Like, why is it a bucket?
Well, it probably starts off filled with balls.
yeah, we got balls in
Well,
there
okay, that
and
makes
stuff
sense.
like that.
Dodgers so cheap, you know. They're already getting the buckets from the balls. They might as
Look,
well.
okay, we had to pay Shohei everything,
Yeah.
okay? Leave it alone.
Second question: you referenced that you get the jacket from the bullpen. You have other responsibilities than just shagging balls. Then, what are there other responsibilities between getting balls and the bucket or the jackets? You have
That's-
other responsibilities.
That's usually it. Get the jackets, warm up the players in between innings, and sometimes the umpire will want a water or something. I'll go grab it from the dugout or something. But there's very minimal other things that we have to do. But that's pretty much it. Catch foul balls. I mean,
Perfect segue into my last question. I'm sorry for Bogart.
No, I love this.
No, I'm
Um,
into it.
I love it. This is the most talkative Adam's been.
He
It's
never
great.
talks as much.
You referenced the umpires, and I'm just curious. I was watching a Cubs game the other day, and Jim Wolf was arguing with Dancy Sponson about balls and strikes. And I'm just wondering, you have at least some interaction with the umpires. You may overhear some of their conversations with the players. Are they generally kind of like fun to be around? Are they buttoned up? Are they like, I'm sure not all of them are the same, but like, do they kind of give it as much as they get it? Like, are some of them like, giving it back to the players and like saying like, are they joking around with them? Like, what is their demeanor in general?
Yeah, it's definitely a joking around. They're kind of talking. Usually the players, when the players come out, they'll say hi to the closest umpire. And a lot of them have umpired a lot of their games. They've been around the league for some years, and they'll know the players, and the players will kind of joke with them. I know Teoscar, one of the games with Laz Diaz was behind the plate, and he half swung, I think he was down first base line, and he called it a swing. And so when he was on third base, when Teoscar came out one inning the next game, he kind of joked with them and said, it wasn't a swing. And so kind of like a joking atmosphere. And Laz Diaz I had, an interaction with as well. He was super nice to me. And I made a jumping, diving catch onto the wall on the side. And he was like,
No big deal.
So
Diving catch
he
on the
was
wall.
he was so happy about it. He was like,
Oh,
and
Cute.
clapping for me, and I went up to talk to him, and he was just so excited for me. So
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, a lot of the umpires are really cool. And
do the players
fun
come in
to be
like, nice catch, Sean?
around. Sometimes nothing too crazy, fist bumps here and there. But,
Yeah.
I need to make I got an outstanding catch to get something crazy, but we'll see.
Who's
Hopefully-
made the biggest impression on you? And it doesn't even have to be a Dodger. Maybe someone on another team.
Yeah.
Biggest impression. Well, there's a lot of guys that kind of go out of their way to talk to us, the ball people. And
The
those
ball people.
those guys, yeah, correct
The
term.
ball
yeah.
people and the bat people.
That's
Yeah.
the correct term.
Correct term, yeah,
Okay.
ball people. But they go out of their way to talk to us and make us feel like, we're a part of the team and stuff like that. And a lot of times it's the guys that don't play much, to be honest, obviously, because they're not really that locked in. But guys like that, when I was first coming up, was like Logan Forsythe and
Oh yeah.
Christopher Negron, who was with us for like a hot second, and Trace Thompson was really nice, and he would go out of his way to be really nice.
I really liked him.
And this year, Kevin Kiermaier is one of those guys, and he kind of like introduced himself to me his first game, and was really nice. And I told him I was a big fan. He's like, "Oh, thank you," and it was, it's
That's
really
so cool.
Yeah.
See
That's
that
great
right
to
there?
hear.
I'm a fan of him now.
Yeah, I know he's great. He really is.
That's really nice.
That's how you
Like
get
when
Melissa.
Caitlin told me that Aaron Judge remembered her name and called her by her
What?
first name every interaction they had. Like that's really nice. When someone's looking you in the eye, remembers your name and acknowledges you. I like that.
What makes you feel seen and like respected as a human versus just like I'm here to help you, like
Yeah.
and that's cool.
But at the end of the day, I don't blame those guys that don't, because they're
locked in,
they're locked
doing
in,
their
they're
thing,
playing. Yeah, I don't blame
It's
anyone.
a different process of
Yeah.
how they work, and that makes sense. Oh, that's just so cool. I had a fun question. Now.
Remember that Chase Thompson game when he hit 3 homers?
Yes.
He was like really cold for so long, and all of a sudden it was like he got up there like, you know what? This has got to turn around. Every hit.
That was a great game. Oh, that's what I was going to ask is, do you, since you are part of the organization, do you get to go to the Dodger Gala every year?
I don't. No.
Oh.
No. The Blue Crew does. They do.
The
should
ball
invite
people
you.
don't?
Ball people don't. We're
Like,
not invited.
Blue Crew does.
Yeah.
Okay. The Blue Crew, they're the ones that do the games and stuff, you said, right? Is that because they do games there?
So they
Or-
help out.
Wait, who's the Blue Crew again?
They do like the fan interaction stuff, like the
Okay.
games and stuff.
Okay.
But they help out at the gala. So they're
Okay.
basically they're working at the gala.
So they're
and then
working,
They
they're
kinda,
not necessarily like invited for funsies.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have one last question. Are the Blue Crew? Did they fix the ball under the hat game? Like, is it fixed? Do you guys bet on it before the
No,
game?
it's not rigged. They do have a different hat every game, just to mix it up. And there's the taco truck race too.
Yeah.
That's different every game. So they switch it up, but I don't think anybody knows what it is. Only the people like up in the
Says
booth,
you.
yeah.
Says you to the public.
What about the videos where they're blindfolded and they have to like feel around and guess what the thing is? Like who chooses those objects?
That's the Blue Crew too,
The
right?
team too?
I don't know if they help with that. I think that's more
Where they're
like
like-
social media people.
Oh, okay, because I was like, there was one time where it was Velveeta, and it was hilarious because all of the like generic
That's
white
so
dudes.
messy.
No, it was in a, it wasn't. It was in the package. You know how like Velveeta.
Oh, the block?
The block of Velveeta, it's like squishy and you can feel it. It was so funny because every like generic white dude was like, "Oh, this is Velveeta," and everybody that had like came from actual culture in life was like, "What is this?"
They have a lot of weird stuff.
I would
with
not
it.
know what that was.
I died. I don't know if I would know it immediately, but I did. My mother never gave it to me, but like I definitely did grow up eating some Velveeta down in Alabama.
Velveeta's awesome.
But it was just so funny because there were people like Miguel Rojas that was like, "What is this crap?" It was so funny.
I feel like we could just keep talking to you the rest of the night.
I know, but he's gonna cut us off at some point. And I'm just gonna be like, "We ran out of time."
Well, I mean, like, is there anything that would be cool for our listeners or just like Dodger fans to know?
Anything cool?
that we haven't already asked you
Yeah.
for the last hour.
Like about what? Just the organization itself, or like my experience? Or...
Yeah, anything.
Both and.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know, one of the coolest things that happened to me was my first day. I was walking to the field to be trained for the first day, and Sandy Koufax was in, like, I don't know if you've taken like the stadium tour, but where
Yes,
the gold gloves
I
are,
have.
like down in the basement, pretty much. He was down walking through there, and he like looked at me, and I was like, oh my god, that's Sandy Koufax, and he like smiled at me and waved at me. And that just made, like, that's when I knew I made it. I was like, oh, I'm here. This is it.
That's really
And
cool.
yeah, that was super cool. And on my first game, one of the first guys I met was Yasiel Puig. and I was in the dugout before the game, as we usually are, and he comes out of the locker room and looks at me, and he like obviously knows I'm new, and so he introduced himself to me, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Yasiel," and I was like, "I know who."
You're like, well, duh.
Oh my god.
So cool.
And I'm Sean. Nice to meet you. So yeah, that was super cool.
I love that.
That must have been fun when he was on the team.
Yeah, no, he was a great guy.
He's one of those like, yeah, I get he was a bit of a wild card at times, but like, man, he was fun. As a fan, he was fun to watch. Mm-hmm. And it seems like he probably was a fun guy to have around too.
Yeah, no, definitely a fun guy.
Oh, Sandy Koufax and Yasiel Puig. How do you get
That's a good first day, yeah.
Right? Like that first day is a memorable one. It's hard to beat.
Do they teach you guys or the players Dodgers history when they sign with the team?
Not really. I don't think so.
Do you get full access to the stadium to where you can go and look at all this stuff? Because I've done the stadium tour, and they don't give you nearly enough time to actually read everything.
Yeah, no, we're usually in there because that's kind of like where our room is, down where the Gold Gloves and Silver Sluggers are. But we pretty much get around, but we don't really go around too much during the game, but.
So after the game, you don't linger and just go on a tour on your own?
No, I don't usually.
Could you if you wanted to?
I mean, maybe, but I think that's frowned upon. But
do they plan things for you guys, like for the ball people?
Like what?
Outings.
Like the wives do, outings and stuff. Do you guys get to have outings?
We don't really have outings. We haven't really planned anything.
I guess, and they're probably like, you're getting paid. So the wives, I guess, aren't getting paid. Their husbands are. But so maybe it's like
happy wife, happy life.
That's what they say.
Happy ball boy.
Yeah.
Catch foul balls.
Oh, that's
How
so
does
cool.
your family feel about you having this job? Because I'd imagine they're all huge Dodger fans.
Family and friends are all huge Dodger fans. So like the second I got the job, they're all so excited for me, and they come to a lot of games and stuff like that. So it's super.
Do you
fun.
want to do it forever?
I do. I would, but I've been doing it for years, so I don't know.
I was gonna say, is it one of those things where like you could just like do it indefinitely if you wanted to, sort of a thing, or do you have to like I'm assuming you don't have to retry out every year, right? It's like you got the job.
For a while, we did have to before COVID.
Okay.
We would try out every year, because they would be hiring new people every year, but they haven't hired people in a couple years because we've had enough people. Mm-hmm. But they did have us try out for a while, but. They pretty much know us at this point to know if you're good enough and if you can still do the job. And I think, as long as you want to do it, I think the job's there.
Yeah.
And as long as you're, at par.
As long as you're able to still catch those balls.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they ask.
And then one day, it's like at what point you choose to retire from
it. Yeah, you gotta retire.
Maybe he wants to work for the organization in some way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe eventually, we'll see.
Hey, you're in the right building.
Oh, definitely.
It seems like they're really loyal.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's a cool thing to have people that you're working with that they actually like care about you and the fact that you've been there and you have that kind of tenure. You're not far away from a tenure.
Yeah, not close.
Yeah.
No, they do open up a lot of if you want more experience in some like the office stuff. They do open up a lot of opportunities for you.
That's
to talk,
amazing.
To talk to like the higher ups and stuff like that. So
okay, that's very cool.
Definitely
So they actually want to help to see you like progress and grow if that's a desire of yours to like move into another position at some point in time.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Do you have any aspirations?
Maybe eventually. I'm cool where I'm at right now.
Okay.
On the field.
It's good to know though. I'm sure.
For sure.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely a good option to have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, keep us updated on everything going on.
For sure.
Absolutely.
We won't bother you or bribe you with hot dogs or beer.
But
we'll wave it to you when we're at the next game.
I have an idea.
What?
We can cut this out if you guys don't like the idea. Sean, do you have a nickname?
A nickname?
That you're willing to share on the pod?
I don't really have
We need to come up with a name so that when the Talk Dodgers fan Dodgers to me like listenership goes to a baseball game, they can shout out that name and Sean will know, hey, they listen to me on the Talk Dodgers to Me podcast.
That's smart because my name is, since it's on my back, it's called quite often. So I kind of like block out my regular name.
Good point.
Usually don't look, but if there was a special keyword.
Do you have any ideas? He's like, I came up with the idea. I don't have the answer to
I'm a
it.
big picture guy, not a details man. We'll think of something and we'll put it.
Can they just say "Talk Dodgers" to me?
No, that's
It's a little long.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be quicker. and
Sean
shorter.
is very short.
It's already short, yeah, but
What's your middle name?
I don't know if I want to.
He's like, I don't want to reveal.
It's I don't know. Yeah.
What if they said Kemp because his favorite player was Matt Kemp?
Would
Or
he-
is that just too
I
common?
was like, but that
Actually, you know
that
what,
might
listeners?
not.
You come up with it.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
We're just gonna punt that one down the line. For
Now I'm
For
thinking
somebody
of
else.
how many people are yelling your name every game because it's right there.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a lot.
I think
Yeah.
they're yelling it because they won a ball.
Yeah.
That's
Do you just zone it out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because that's usually what it is. It's very rare where I look and it's like somebody I know. Which I'm trying to get my. It's usually like a fan.
so we're going to figure out something though, so that when we go to a game and we want to wave to him, we actually can know to get his attention. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not that creative.
What about like a pet of yours? Have you had a
No.
dog or a pet growing up
No,
that
I never did.
He's like, nope, sorry, can't help you here.
Soul Man instead of Foul Man, Foul Ball, Sean.
Well, you really are a big
Sean,
picture guy.
Foul. I don't know. Plus the Blues Brothers. I don't know. It's something.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
what about one of these how about bobblehead?
No, that's
You know what? I'm the only one shooting out ideas.
I
Okay?
I just came up with Soul
Help
Man.
me out.
It can't be a baseball thing that then would be confused because why would he look at something that didn't make sense? I'm really enjoying my ball.
Me too.
I've been playing with it all the entire time.
Okay, we'll come up with it and let you guys know.
Okay.
But I really would like to come up with it right now.
I know it'd be fun.
Was there ever a name you wanted growing up? I was really obsessed with Jessica Simpson for a while.
Like
So I
being-
wanted-
You want us to shout out Jessica
I wanted
Simpson
my
to
name
you?
to be Jessica.
Oh, Jessica. Okay.
So like maybe that's what I would say when I was, 10. What about you?
I never really had a name. I wanted.
Come on, Sean.
Sorry.
Maybe TD. Maybe you just yell TDTM. I don't know. That might not work.
That's no.
No, it's
Too
got to
long
be
ago.
recognizable. Maybe Jessica. Are you?
Sure.
Jessica.
Yeah.
Jessica. If you just hear Jessica yell, you're gonna know. Like,
Yeah.
Now, even if we don't go with
Isn't
that,
that a Rob Schneider line
you're gonna
from,
probably be like, wait, what?
from The Hot Chick?
That movie is hilarious.
I know.
Oh, I haven't seen it in so long. Have you seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's a good one. You
It's
should
a
watch
funny
it.
one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Rob Schneider ends up, playing.
It's
a
me,
woman.
Jessica.
So good.
All right, now we're just completely
now
off
we're
the cuff.
now we're
We
rambling
can edit that out.
entirely, but we'll think of a name that we can all yell out to Sean if you've listened to this podcast.
Sean, this was so fun. We might have to have you back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like
This was a blast.
now we're wrapping up, and I'm thinking of so many more questions.
Part 2. I'm ready.
Part 2. Let's go. No, this was very, very cool. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying yes.
Thank
Getting
you for
us a
having
little
me.
glimpse into what it's like to be on the field and in the middle of a game and just
Be nice to Sean when you're at the games, guys.
yes. And if he doesn't,
He
give you
doesn't
a
take
ball,
bribes.
it's not because he doesn't want to. He just might be out.
It's
of
not personal. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not picking and choosing favorites. He just has a limited amount. As we learned, they go through 120 a game. Maybe
And
not
he will
all to
try
favorites.
if he can to give you a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
good
this
luck
is
the
very
rest
cool.
of the season.
Thank you.
Good luck
Yes.
with everything. Keep us updated
Yeah.
on all
Yeah.
things, and maybe we'll have you back.
Yeah,
sure.
and we hope to see you at the World Series game this year,
Mhm.
and we're in
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
And getting another nomination
And
and
winning.
a win next year
Let's
for the
see
All-Star.
it.
Yeah.
You can ask him the question we ask every listener or every guest.
Oh, thanks
Oh,
for the
this
reminder.
that's a really great question.
What
So
would we do without
we,
Adam?
uh,
He keeps us
we'd
on
be-
track.
We'd
That's
be in
good.
trouble in a lot of ways. As much as
We're just so engaged
Yeah.
that we sometimes forget.
well, this is why we forgive him for being a Cubs fan.
True.
Because he
He's a
he
big
benefits
picture guy.
in so many other ways. Exactly. He's definitely a big picture guy. But we have this thing that we do at most all of our
When we
all our
remember.
episodes when we don't forget it. We like to say a player that we miss, like someone that's like,
We said
this
Justin
person.
Turner yesterday
Yeah. So who for you would you say you miss
on the team.
that was previously there?
Corey Seager.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
He's over there.
There's
Oh,
a
he's
guy.
right there. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
We love Corey too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He just seemed like a great dude, and he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he's so nice.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Corey. We wish him the best too.
Definitely.
We do.
was
We
glad
do.
when he got his ring,
He's
for sure.
thriving.
And we wish Walker Bueller the best today, that he can come around and he's not going to walk off the field and throw his glove into the dugout.
Exactly. Hopefully he'll come back around and we will win this game tonight, even though the last update we had was not great. And now we're gonna go home and probably all watch the game. So
Mm-hmm. Go Dodgers.
except for Adam. Go Dodgers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.